Greetings and welcome to Stunthangar Video Hangouts. My name is Charles Carter and I'll be your host this evening. I want to extend to you my gratitude for you watching Stunthangar Video Hangouts. If you're watching this as a replay, I want you to know that I host these YouTube live streams every Monday and Friday evening starting at 6:45 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. So please make a note of this so you can watch and be part of the live stream. Plus, we have an after party following the live stream, which is sometimes better than the live stream portion. You must be a registered Stunthangar Forum member to find the link to be part of the live stream and the following after party. Here at Stunthangar Video Hangouts, we talk about building and flying model airplanes, sport flying, competition flying, and what you've been doing lately. To join our conversation, if you are already a member of Stunthangar Forum, you can find the link if you scroll down to a section called At the Bench, which is right below in memory of our friends. Now, if you're not a member of Stunthangar Forum, or if you're not logged into Stunthangar Forum, the At the Bench link will not appear. Now, if you're not a member, please register at stunthangar.com/SMF. That's stunthangar.com/SMF. That's Smart Men Flying. That's courtesy of Jeff Riley. Now, when you register, you must register with your real first and last name. You must also put a space between that. Also, you must have a valid email address, or Sparky, the proprietor of Stunthangar, will not approve you. Now, if you're approved and you still are inclined to not come in, but just enjoy watching this on YouTube, wonderful, fantastic. If you have any questions or comments, you can post them here, right over here at the chat box here. And I'll do my best to make your comments or questions a part of the show. And understand, sometimes even I can't get a word in myself. So be patient, and I will ask our illustrious panel your question or state your comments. And by the way, you only can do that during a live stream. So like I said earlier, I host these YouTube live streams every Monday and Friday evening starting at 6:45 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Now, excuse me. Now, if you find if you enjoy the Stunthangar Video Hangouts that I do, that I host, or the many building videos, the contest coverage that Sparky does on this platform, informative and enjoyable, please hit the thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up. Please comment, share, and subscribe. All these activities help the Stunthangar YouTube channel grow. Please also consider joining Stunthangar, the YouTube Stunthangar memberships, which start at just $4.99 a month, which is less than 17 cents a day. And by the way, I'm a member myself. I have the $4.99 come out of my own checking account. I don't have to do that, but I'm hoping that you will partner up with me and to support this channel. Now, when you join the channel, you become a member of the family. And with that, you have privileges. You have access to member-only videos. There's quite a few up there that are posted as member-only videos. And once a month, Sparky has a Q&A video for members only. And also, when Sparky and I see the people in the chat box, there's a special moniker right next to their name that distinguishes them from the rest. So we know who our supporting patrons are. And if you want to be recognized as a supporting patron, then join our YouTube channel memberships, just 17 cents a day. Now, this is Sparky's YouTube channel. I don't come in and check the comments except for the live comments in the chat box over here. So if you want to get in touch with me, if you have any questions or comments about the show, or just questions, anything about the flying model airplanes, you can reach me best going to my YouTube channel, which is called Flying Control Line Stunt. Like, you fly control line stunt. My name of the channel is called Flying Control Line Stunt. And if you will, locate the 2019 AMA National Championship video, which is a video that Sparky shot of me flying, shot with his video camera, of me flying his Junar XL. Back then it was orange. I flew it at the Nats. I only had a couple practice flights before my official flight. And you get a chance to see that. You can critique that, comment on my channel as well. Hopefully like, share, and subscribe. And enjoy. Please, if you want to reach me, that's the best way to reach me. Now, people do ask me from time to time, how do I get into the show? And the best way to get in is through the Stunthangar forum. Okay, and I want to thank you. Oh, by the way, if you're watching this replay, you can't do the super chat, but you can do the super thanks. So click on that and donate there. We need the super chats. We need the super thanks and subscriptions and memberships. This all helps the YouTube channel grow. Please consider doing that. I appreciate that very much. Now, I think I covered everything, but let me just thank you for your past, your present, and future support. You are making it happen. Thank you very much for tuning in, and I'm going to now post a link at the Stunthangar forum. So let me make my way there right now, and I like saying that. I know it's bad English, but I like saying that. So that's my little indulgence there for the evening. And let me see here. So the link is posted. And let me go to the what I call the control panel. Just bear with me as I make my way over there. And let me see here. While I'm making my way over there, I can't help but reflect on, this is about the time that the previous host, Rusty Knowlton, started to get ill, and he asked me to take over for just a week to give him a break. And that was like 3 years ago. So I just want to thank you for all your support. And I'm also just want to just recognize Rusty Knowlton for his contribution. He actually helped me get this thing going for his break. He taught me how to hook up. I think we used another platform back then, but still. And Rusty Knowlton and I became really good friends during the time that we used to talk on the phone quite a bit. Even though he was in South Carolina, I believe, we had a pretty good relationship. Let me get to where I need to go to. Let me see if I can talk and chew gum at the same time. Just give me a second here. I'm making my way there. Maybe just thinking about Rusty made it a little bit more difficult. But Rusty is with our ancestors now. He unfortunately departed Earth, and I miss him. And this has been great. So let me see here. I see in the chat box, why isn't this thing working right? Hey guys, just a minute. I'll be right with you. Let me see here. Normally I have this over here. There we go. Getting the show all set up. Let me fix this. Just give me another moment here, another few clicks. And then we'll be cooking with gas. All right, so I got that done. And let me get this out of my way. Okay. Do that. All right, great. So let's see here. Get rid of that. And let me do this. All right, so there we go. All right. Now it's beginning to look like it normally looks for me. And let me close that to save. There we go. So I don't know who came in first, but can you guys hear me all right?
Yeah. Yes.
Oh, great. And so I don't know who came in first, but let's go with Bob Hunt. How you doing, Bob?
I'm good. How are you guys? How are you, Charles?
I'm doing well, man. Thank you for coming in. I appreciate it very much. And Mark Wise, thank you for coming in too. I appreciate that.
No problem, though. It's good being here with you, Charles. If I knew Bob was on, I wouldn't have come in. Same here.
Oh, that's too funny. So let me start with you, Bob. You been doing any flying or working in your shop lately?
Yeah, well, both. I've been doing some flying, flying the twins a lot. I got a lot of trim work done on the one I flew at the Nationals, the Turning Point. Rick Huff and Rick's been doing a lot more twin flying over the last couple of years than I have. And I went up to a contest in Massachusetts, and on the Saturday before the contest, he suggested I move the lead outs forward a lot. So I moved them forward 3/4 of an inch, which is a big change.
Wow.
And then I increased the inboard motor speed to keep the airplane tight on the lines, and it flies so much cleaner. And then I came home and did those same changes to the Wildfire, the single rudder twin, and it flies even better. So I got two really good twins.
Isn't it amazing how a little change can just make something so dramatic and even more enjoyable and easier to fly?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Charles, you been flying?
Yeah, I went flying today. It's hot out here. It's like when we ended the session, it was like 96 degrees and a little bit more humidity than what we normally have. And I've been flying the SV11 and been making trim changes to that as well. It's just getting better and better and better. And now I can just focus on me, not so much the plane. I know it's it'll be there, and the lines aren't getting loose. And so it's really enjoyable. I mean, even thinking about today, I thought maybe I should just turn down the gain just a little bit. But yeah, it's doing well. I'm really excited. I'm looking forward to the Las Vegas Stunt Challenge.
Yeah.
For some stiff competition between Mike Lonke and Brent Williams and Gary Gingrich and Rick Green and Oswaldo, and there's probably some other people I haven't mentioned that are probably gonna really kick my butt now for not mentioning them.
That's all right. Is that a 2-day event?
I think it's like 3 days.
It
starts Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, and they're gonna run the Pampa event. You actually get 4 official flights, and you drop each day. You do 2, and you drop your worst score.
Mm-hmm.
And,
yeah, that's how we're doing the regionals too.
Yeah,
the Northeast regionals.
Yeah, so it's I'm looking forward to it, and yeah, I can't wait. I can't wait. I just can't wait. I still need to get better.
That contest, but that's a long drive.
Yeah. So how long of a drive is that? That northeast, west, the regionals you mentioned for you, Bob?
East for me?
Yeah.
About 40 minutes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I got a house guest that weekend.
All righty.
That guy.
All right. Very, very good. Very good. Well, that's good. That's good because you're welcome back again. That's a good sign, Mark.
Yeah. Well, my wife loves him. So does my dog.
It's a very warm house. And when you're there, you feel like you've been invited, not like, oh my God, he's here again. So
that's great.
Yeah.
Great.
And, I've learned a lot from Bob in the shop. And I'm fortunate. I'm only about 2 hours from him.
You are. I wish I could go build a plane in Bob's shop and learn all the little things.
Why not? Everybody else has.
I know. I just wish I was closer out here in the West Coast. Man, that'd be a long drive to Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
Now you're in the southern part of the state, right?
That's right. Escondido, right? A little bit north of San Diego.
Okay.
Oh man, beautiful area.
Mm-hmm.
Where is, I'm going to mispronounce it, Loma Linda?
Yeah, that's a little bit north of me. I'm not exactly sure where it's at. I've seen the signs. I've never really stopped there.
The reason I mention it, we've been watching, I just started watching this series on Netflix. It's really good. And the guy who's doing it is trying to figure out why certain areas of this world seem to harbor people who live over 100. And he's investigating these different areas. And the best one in the United States is Loma Linda.
For what again? For what?
For living over 100.
Oh, no, okay. All right.
Yeah, so you may want to move there.
Yeah, maybe. Interesting. Yeah, we'll see how long. I mean, I was just thinking about this yesterday. I have a bunch of kits that I need to build, and it's like, I act like as if I have forever.
Yeah.
And I just have to slap myself and wake up, and it's like, you need to get after this because you just don't know when it's going to be over.
Yeah. Yeah.
Where is El Cajon, California?
That's a little bit. It's east part of San Diego County. Yeah, it's past San Diego State and it's east.
I want to visit there someday. That's where Taylor guitars are made.
Ah,
Okay, yeah. I haven't been in El Cajon in a while, but I'm very familiar with it.
You know what famous race car driver is from there?
No.
Jimmy Johnson.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
ah,
he lives in El Cajon.
Wow. Yeah, they used to. Anyways, I remember my dad took me to the El Cajon Speedway when I was a kid. One of my fondest memories of my dad was him taking me to a race out there. So
ah,
pretty cool.
that is cool.
Very cool.
Hey,
Hey,
Gary.
Gary, how are you doing, Gary? Good to see you.
Good.
Here.
Hi.
So, Mark, what about yourself? You been doing any flying or building? I know you're busy traveling and you've only been home like 6 days this whole year to be with your family.
Yeah. No, no, I may get out next week. And I'm probably going to bring the P47 to Bob's house, and maybe somewhere along the line I can get a couple of flights in. During the contest, I'm judging.
Okay, great.
So, I'm going to fly it when it's dark so no one sees me.
Oh man, that's too funny. That's too fun. Now you're flying at what level are you flying? Are you flying in advance like I am?
Yeah, I'd be an advanced flyer.
Oh, that's a good place to be.
Yeah,
And the talent people can build at there, they can fly there, and you might have a chance to get on the podium.
yeah. It's challenging, which is great.
We got a lot of good advanced flyers here, so it is challenging.
Yes, it is. So
We got a few advanced flyers that probably should be moving up to expert. We just kicked one out last weekend at Massachusetts.
who was that?
David Chang won classic. I don't win
Oh.
advanced, won advanced, and I didn't boot him up, but they booted him up to expert.
Yeah. Oh, is that right?
Yeah, he was happy about it.
Yeah, but some people they would like that title to be an expert, or fly with the experts. I'm not quite ready to hang that shingle yet. I still want to be the best in advance, where I know I'm the best before I move up to expert.
Hey, Gordy.
Hi, Gordy.
Good to see you.
Good to see you too, Gordon. You made any progress on your Pathfinder?
It's all covered and 2 coats of dope on the fuselage.
All right.
Very nice.
Finally got rid of your house guest, did you?
Well, yeah, he's right here. He's making his way in here too. He'll be hopefully his camera will be turned on pretty soon, but I see he made the connection.
Hey, Caffeine.
Hey,
Hi,
Bob.
guys.
How you doing, guy?
Oh, you're flying caffeine? All right.
Yeah, I'm at the field right now with my flying buddy.
Oh,
I
man.
brought my factor. I did some adjustment after our last discussion. Hopefully
Okay.
it will fly good. And then I just did my first flight for today with my CBAC.
Cool.
It flew great.
That's
Very
wonderful.
good. I'm really happy you have a really good flying plane, and when you're working on,
Yep,
that helps as opposed to having 2 bad airplanes.
yep, exactly.
Hey, Barton.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How you doing, guys?
Hey, Bart, you made it in again. This is
Hey,
gonna
brother.
keep doing it, man.
Yep.
I'm glad you keep joining us. Thank you, Bart. Appreciate it.
Yeah, I lucked out again.
I called Bart my brother because we're brothers from a different mother that look exactly alike. I was
Yeah,
coming down-
Yeah, there was
you
one.
guys do have a resemblance.
It was the most surreal thing in my life when I was coming. I was fixing the Caprice at his shop at his house at 1 BSC. A motor mount plate had broken. We fixed that. And I'm walking down the stairs and I see a picture of my mother hanging on the wall. I said, "Where'd you get a picture of my mother?" He said, "That's not your mother. That's my mother." I said, "No, that's my mother."
Wow.
And there was a period of time we had our haircuts almost exactly the same.
Pretty much the same now.
Yeah, I think they're almost the same now, Bob.
Oh my God. Hey, Gordon.
Yes.
Bart said that he couldn't stand another day with you. He's so happy to be home.
That's true.
Yeah.
No, that's true.
Vice
Pretty much works both ways, doesn't it?
Boy, it does.
Well, maybe it was the other way. I can't remember.
Notice that chair behind Gordon is empty now.
Yeah, I see that.
Yeah.
Hey, Bart,
Yeah.
the Pathfinder is all covered and 2 coats of dope on the fuselage.
I just heard that. That's good. Well, I finally found not monocoat, but I got some covering.
What is it?
It's the other stuff.
Well,
Ultra coat?
watch out for the other stuff.
Yeah. The stuff you don't like. But
Baggy
it's all I
coat.
can find. I'm sorry?
Baggy coat.
I can't remember the name of it.
That's what
Ultra coat?
Bill Simons used to call it baggy coat.
That might be what it is. I don't know.
Well, for you, I'd go ahead and polyspan it.
No, I already bought the stuff. I'm gonna put the yellow on it.
Well, a fellow brought over a brand new roll of yellow monocoat yesterday from our club.
You did?
He did, but it wasn't the same color as the yellow I was using. It was close, but we had 3 different monocoats there with all 3 different colors.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what we did, Roger accidentally cut the wrong direction, so we didn't have the span anymore. Finally, I says, let's just do the tip and cover over the tip, and I'll have a patch. So we covered the wing tip, covered the rest of the wing, and then he found another piece laying on their table was just long enough to do the top.
Oh, good. Okay.
So if you want, I will send you that roll plus a partial roll that matches that if you want it.
Nah, I'll use this. I'm gonna try this stuff. This
Well,
I can't remember what the.
I don't want you cussing and swearing afterwards.
Well, I do that with you anyway, don't I?
Well, I don't want to hear it after you cover your airplane. It's called Saggy. Here
You
comes
little
the
lady.
Saggy Pathfinder.
Now this stuff's a little bit lighter. The color looks good though. The color looks like it's the same.
Very
So
good.
I'm gonna give it a shot. It takes less heat, according to Roger, and no, I'm gonna give it a shot.
That's probably ultra coat.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yes, exactly what it is.
In Europe, they call it aura cover.
yeah.
You call it what?
Aura cover.
Or
Oh, no, we had a casualty, looks like.
Uh-oh.
Who's this? Is this Caffeine's flying buddy?
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Ah, man, what happened? What was he doing?
Oh,
Uh-oh.
That
Oh,
doesn't look
no.
good.
You want to explain it?
Well,
it's now take apart.
I
Now
tried
it
to
is.
make an inverted flight, but I respond too fast.
Oh.
Yeah.
You
Oh,
see that.
sorry about that, man.
That's
That's
okay.
it's part of the hobby. That's
Uh-huh.
sometimes it's some of our best lessons.
This is the
learned.
rest.
Well,
Yeah.
look at me
Pretty
terrible.
terrible, though. I think that should go together pretty well.
I think it would.
Nice.
Yeah.
All right.
All right. Hey, thank you.
Hey, Charles, I got some bad news for you.
What's that?
I'm moving down to advance.
Okay. Well,
You're moving down to advanced from intermediate?
Well, I might even go down to intermediate.
Woo.
well,
I don't know.
yeah,
that-
we'll see. Hey, I would love to tangle up with you as well. But hey, you know what?
Well, you'd
that's-
whip my butt.
Well, it's in the rules. I mean, if someone has a, misstep or health decline, I mean, that's entitled to go down. That's no problem in it.
Well, that's good.
Yeah, it's in the rule book. It's no biggie. I mean, I'm sorry you feel that you need to, but I'm glad you be able to compete and have fun again.
Well, I might be flying with my office chair.
Okay.
so I can sit down, turn around.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen a couple, even Jonathan Caradas, who joins us normally from New Zealand. He was using the chair for a while.
Yeah, I saw that.
Well, he won't have a problem doing that if he flies one of his twins. He won't have any problem with line tension and having to move back. The thing may pull him across the circle, but his twins really pull hard.
Wow.
Yes, they do.
Yes.
Well, if I'm on asphalt, I'll probably have a hard time staying in that 5-foot circle with my twin.
I believe it.
Right.
Well, when you're flying it stretches your right arm out further than that.
Well, you showed me your arm was stretched 2 inches over the other one.
Yeah, it was after flying the Gemini. Gee whiz, that thing pulled hard.
You're going to have a chair mechanic out there with you.
Yeah, was it yellow when you flew it?
Yes, it was. Yeah.
Well, I redone it and took off 12 ounces.
Took off 12 ounces?
12 ounces.
Wow.
Wow.
Yep.
What'd you take out of it?
Well, I got rid of the epoxy. I used paint stripper and this plastic scraper and actually scraped the epoxy off.
Right.
And then I went back, cleaned it all up, put some dope on it, and then I painted with dope.
Have you seen my latest twin?
I've seen one of them.
You talking about Bart?
Yeah,
Oh,
Very nice.
that's cool.
That looks very nice.
Yep.
yeah. 10 years ago, I'd like to have flown it.
You can fly it anytime you want to, man.
Well, I can't now, Bob. Because of my health. But 10 years ago, I could have.
Well, I sure owe you a few flights on twins.
Well, you fly him and tell him this is for Gordy.
Yeah.
Hey guys, let me interrupt because I'm actually getting really far behind. Let me welcome Lynn Burrell. Hey, thanks for coming in, Lynn. Appreciate it.
Guys,
Hey, Len.
good to see you.
Good to see you.
Guys, good to see you too.
And Mark Gerber's with us. Thank you, Mark, for coming in. I really appreciate it.
Hey, Charles.
And Ed Waskey's here. Thank you, Ed, for coming in.
Yeah.
Let me
Hi,
jump
Ed.
up on the chat box. Chat box has run away from me. Edward Carlisle says like sent. And Gary Sinclair, who's a member of our YouTube channel, he says like provided. Gary is also a monitor for the chat box. And we have other monitors too. Daniel Barry Sports Highlights. He says evening. And then he goes on to say, hey, Gary. Hey, Edward. And then Marcel Legrand, who's a member of our YouTube channel. Thank you for your support. Financially, I appreciate that, Marcel Legrand. And he says, hi, Charles, and everyone at Stunt School. I hope everyone is doing well. Thank you very much, Marcel Legrand. Then Leonard Burrell said, like delivered, be in soon. Thank you, Lynn. And Tom Rammel provided us a like. Thank you, Tom. And Terry Mitchell says, like sent, and good evening, everyone. And Mike Lonke says, hey, Lynn, might see some of your countrymen tomorrow. I'm in Detroit to fly combat. And hey, Mike Lonke, thanks for coming in, Mike Lonke. I appreciate that. And Mark Lumen, who is a member of our YouTube channel and supports us financially. Appreciate that, Mark. He says, got your like, watching tonight in Detroit, teaching 737 this week. Yeah, Mark Lumen actually teaches pilots how to fly 737s, another commercial aircraft. And I think he also flies helicopters. Quite an accomplished pilot. And then Mike Lonke goes on to say, Mark, are you free tomorrow? And then Mark Lumen, who comes back, he says, teaching all day. And then Mike Lonke goes, okay. And then Terry Mitchell says, hey, Gordon, make sure you have a seatbelt and make sure you remove the wheels off the chair. LOL.
Stake it down.
There we go. And then we have Stuart Morrison came and joined us. Thank you, Stuart. So I'm all caught up on the chat box. And let me, I didn't get a chance to ask Bart. I know that Gordon is finished. He got his Pathfinder doped. He got a couple coats of dope on it. So what's going on with your Pathfinder? I know you said you have some ultra coat, and how far along is your plane?
I need to tack in the wing a little better and then put the fillets in it. And when I get that done, we'll be ready to cover.
Good. Have you been doing any flying?
No, it went down from 105 to 104 today.
All right.
And you didn't go out?
Dropped quite a bit.
Wow.
I'm going to try to go out Sunday morning, hope the guys are out there and do a little flying. So
Very good.
right now I'm concentrating on the gym to get my back so I can look straight up.
Right. Good idea.
It's really hard. So I've been working on that pretty hard.
Very good. Yeah.
Right now I cannot look straight up.
Oh man. We definitely need to work on that.
Well, I'm trying to.
Good. Good. And let me talk to Lynn Burrell. Lynn, have you been doing any flying? I know that you've been doing some painting.
Finished my plane today completely.
All
It's
right.
done.
Congratulations.
Yeah, I got it all done. You want to see it?
Yeah, I'd love to see
sure.
it.
Yeah.
Does that make you big
Hang
or you
on.
have pictures?
I'll go get it. Hang
Oh,
on.
great. Excellent. I'll just talk to Mark and what till you get back. Hey, Mark, so what's been happening with you? I know you went flying and had Keith Trossel and some other guys out there with you. What you been up to?
Oh, I've been taking it easy this week, working on my Bearcat, or not my Bearcat, my P-47.
This is a new build?
Yeah, I started it before I started on the Bearcat
Oh, great.
three years ago.
Great.
I'm trying to get back to it and make a little progress. And also,
Is this the Bill Warridge P-47?
no, this is Charles Parrott P-47.
Who's?
Charles Parrott. Is
Oh,
Charles Perot.
that how he said his name? Or says his name? He's still alive, I think.
He and Hemstroth both, they flew together for years. Dave Hemstroth.
Yeah, this will be the third one. This will be the third one I built.
Published a P-42, didn't he?
Yeah, the P-40 that I fly is one of his.
Oh, that's right. You have it.
He said that was the best flying
He had
plane.
his Ryan ST. You pretty much built all of his airplanes.
I've got all three of them.
Wow.
Wow. Must be a good designer.
That looks nice, Len.
Now you're nice and big, Lynn.
Oh,
That does look
very
good,
nice.
Lynn.
Beautiful.
Well, that was on the Stunthangar. I looked at that just before.
My wife just put the pictures on tonight.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah, it came along. 63 ounces, PA 61 on a pipe,
Nice.
ready to go.
Nice.
Wait,
Hopefully tomorrow we'll test fly it and it'll go okay.
What engine did you say? I didn't hear you. The engine?
PA 61.
Oh, 61. Great
PA
motor.
61
Very nice.
on a pipe. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Very
yeah,
nice.
it turned out okay for what it is.
It
Yeah,
looks
it
very
really
nice.
looks nice.
Now I have 3 weeks to practice and get it trimmed out and ready for the trials.
Piece of
We'll
cake.
see.
There you go.
3 weeks to play.
All right. Good luck with that, man.
Thank you.
Looks really nice, man.
All righty. So we have Jonathan Carradas has joined us. Thank you for coming in. I appreciate it. And Philip Bailey came in. Thank
All
you
right.
for joining us. And let me see here. I interrupted you, Mark Gerber. You just talked about your P-47, and it's a Charles Parrott or
Rowe, I guess, however he says
Burrell
his name.
design.
Yeah, this is to be the third one that I built. I built the first one in 1982 and another one about 1998. And I still have that one. It was a green one with a checkerboard nose. I took it to VSC a couple of years.
How big is this P-47? What's the wingspan and the?
Oh, it's about 52 inches, I think.
Okay. And what are you going to power it with?
Super Tiger 46. It's what my green one has got in it. Flies pretty well with that. So
Very good. Very good.
I noticed there's some people tonight who are normally in their shops, but they're not in their shops tonight. Like my buddy, Mr. Wasky.
Yes.
Are you in a
Couldn't-
hotel? Did you do something wrong?
Well, turned on the computer and it said BitLocker
Hmm.
and wouldn't let me do anything. So I tried a bunch of stuff and then I came up to the wife's computer
There you go.
and that. So yeah, what can I say?
Yeah.
But I made it.
There you go.
Well, thank you for coming in.
Yeah, good seeing everybody.
Have you been doing any building or flying? What you been up to?
For me, organizing and flew, like I said, flew last weekend, and we'll be doing it this weekend again.
Oh, good.
And, yeah.
Hey, Charles, can I share with the group a Toledo story?
Yeah, please.
From 1981 for the next 41 years, I think it was 41, I go to the Toledo show every year. And toward the end, it may have been, I don't know, in the early 2000s, if I remember right. And maybe some of you guys were there. It was Friday morning, the first morning. And I probably had too much coffee. So instead of walking around the show, I beeline for the men's room, which was, you know, an interior men's room. There are no windows. And, but it's nice, it's clean. It's probably like 4 or 5 stalls and everything else. And I figured while I was there, I'd take a stall and sit down and relax a little bit, which I did. And right about the time I was thinking, maybe I'm just about done, all the power in the building went off. Okay. And I mean, I couldn't see my hand right here. It was that dark.
Wow.
So my first concern was, how do I know if I'm clean? You know, I mean,
I understand.
yeah, I mean, you know, you do the best you can. So I thought I was okay on that, and I found the lever and stood up and clothed myself, and then tried to remember which side the door, you know, was hinged on.
Right.
It's all feel, you know, you can't see anything. So I opened the door and I'm trying to remember, I could hear some other people banging into things. And I said, you know, I think the sinks are right in front of me. So I kind of waddled real slow, hit the sink, found the knobs, even found a soap dispenser. So I'm pretty happy. I'm you know, washing my hands. And out of nowhere, a guy starts wiping his hands on my shirt, on the back of my shirt. I don't know. I guess he thought it was like a linen dispenser or something. I mean, he's tugging on it. And I said, what are you doing? He said, oh, I didn't know there was a person. I said, yeah, you know, most of the time people wear shirts, and I thought I'd wear one today. I had soap, I had water on my back, and but it was a great experience. A short story, but a true story.
Well, the question is, were you clean?
Well, I'll tell you what, that's an interesting question, because when I went down all the aisles, people seemed to make room for me. I thought maybe they knew me or something, but maybe not.
I've got a similar story about the telephone company way, way back. There was a little central office, a 2-man office. And then one guy had gone downstairs to go to the John. Well, I had a power failure.
Oh.
And finally, his buddy got a flashlight, went down there after him. And he's sitting there on the can, his eyes about as big as dollars. He'd been really straining. He thought he went blind.
Oh my God.
Pretty soon, I gotta get this airplane out of here.
I was just gonna say.
Okay, no.
Back to model aviation or air aviation, anything.
Well, Toledo was model aviation.
There you go.
Hey, Mark, I'll never forget what you've just said, because whenever I ask my wife for a crappy shirt to paint the fence now, I'll always remember that story.
No,
I think
missed-
next
missed
was
that.
Stuart
that
Morrison.
show.
You been doing any flying, Stuart, or been working in your shop?
Just a little bit. Len was helping me out on getting my maneuvers a little higher and at 45. So we worked at that. So that was good. So other than that, not too much going on. Hopefully going out tomorrow. You're going, Len, right?
The
Is that
plane's ready to roll.
good? We'll do her.
How much of that plane of yours, Len, was paint, and how much was monocoat, if any? Was this
The
a-
wings and tails are ultra coat, and the body is dope.
Gosh.
Nice
I
model.
actually took my time this time doing the fuselage and did a heck of a lot more sanding and a lot more care, and I got it pretty shiny for once.
Cool. And you
How
say
do
a
you
good
like
weight.
the ultra coat?
And
I'll
you say it's
inspect
50,
tomorrow.
53 ounces.
63.
63.
Yeah.
Yeah, 63.
All right, I got a dumb question. What happened to the bear?
Still hanging in
happened
the
to-
garage. Still hanging in the
thing-
garage.
It looked like it was flying well at Brodak. I mean, looked like it would fly well. I don't remember you flying it, but I do remember you trying to fly
I
it.
flew it at the Nats, and it flew okay at the Nats, but it's not one of my favorites. It
Okay.
just, I don't know. I got tired of it. I got tired of fighting with it. I couldn't get it to do what I wanted it to do, and I got
No, I
tired of
understand
fighting
that.
with it.
There was one of the Nats this year.
Sometimes a plane, you just get to a point where it's like, you know what? I'm tired of arguing with this thing. I gotta try something different. And
Right.
that's where it is. It's hanging out there, and it's in the past. We're moving on.
Yeah. I saw one of the Nats this year that it was a bear, but it was white with blue and it was electric. And I couldn't help but think, that's just so wrong. It's supposed to be red and a 60, but white, blue and white. But it actually, once I saw it fly, he did a nice job on it. The plane was pretty. Very
There's
nice
a
job
certain
done.
Canadian polar bear I know. It's blue and white.
Yeah.
There he is.
Yeah, mine
Yeah.
was
I got
blue and
something-
white.
I got something that you guys might want to see it real quick. This is pretty cool. All right.
right.
First picture is this one here.
Oh yeah. How about that?
Can you see it?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. That's Visconti's airplane. And
That's who?
when he signed it, I can't think of his
Jim
Pagani.
Pagani.
Jim Pagani.
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 Yeah.
Pagani.
Yeah.
I can't say it just right most of the time, but anyway,
Yeah. Let me see if I can close
it's a
that.
nice
down.
airplane. Jim did a beautiful job on that.
Mhm.
Okay, stop share. Now I want to show you something else real quick. Ready? That's,
Mm.
Oh my goodness.
that's Larry
That's
Sprinsky
the real one.
at the 64 Nationals, right after he took third place on the 17th flight and last flight of that airplane.
Mm.
Wow.
Isn't that cool?
He got third? I thought he got second. So
He got third. Ron Donnelly was second and Silhavy won.
yeah.
And Larry was third.
So why was that
Yeah,
the
I
last
remember
flight?
Sahavi won.
Did they have a malfunction or what happened?
No.
He had a head gasket blew on his last flight and it went lean and he went to the top of the circle and overheated the engine so it would quit and landed with only a couple seconds left on the clock, took third and then never flew the airplane again.
Wow,
Yeah.
So,
that's a great picture.
Wow.
yeah.
I think
It
the whole
really
thing,
is.
Larry really didn't fly. He flew, Larry is a combat flyer. He flew stunt kind of on the side and stuff like that, but that isn't what made his heart go pitter patter, right?
Well, he didn't really fly combat either. He flew combat airplanes.
Mm-hmm. Like going fast.
He liked
and
going
loud.
fast. Exactly. But he didn't fly much competition combat.
Jealous you guys that got to see all the really great guys,
Right.
historical guys fly. Red Reinhardt,
Well, Larry was more of a hysterical guy.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. I remember his shenanigans at VSC. Brand new Cadillac, little tin can. Help a destitute modeler get home. Oh no.
Right.
No, this ain't right.
Hey, Charles, can I do a quick screen share?
Yeah, go ahead, please.
It was a mess.
Alrighty. And last Monday, one of our YouTube friends, Terry
my
Mitchell,
goodness.
asked
That.
if I had received pictures of his airplane.
Yes.
And I thought I'd bring them up here. And both, number one, I see Terry's in the chat room or in the YouTube room there. So here you go.
Very
This
nice.
was his
Like that.
Midwest,
Oh, that's nice.
the small Mustang. He made a twin Mustang out of it. And then near and dear to Bobby's heart, look what he did.
With 2 batteries. He used 2 batteries.
Yeah, 2 batteries and 2
Wow.
timers.
Wow.
He didn't have to do that part.
He's a
but,
two-timer.
Well,
I thought that was really
there's
cool.
nothing
You
to
know,
connect them. We had to go into the wing to connect everything, I guess. So that would have been difficult.
yeah, well, you'd have to find a way to run a Y harness, but the
Yeah. Mount the battery in the wing or something.
yeah, a single battery on a double fuselage. There's no center fuselage, so there's no graceful way to do it. So
No, yeah. Oh, that's
anyway,
cool.
I thought that was really cool. So Terry, thanks for the pictures. And then he also sent me this. I guess First Electric was just a Rodak Super Clown. And he just sort of dialed it up a little bit. He covered up the little air outlet they had for the battery opening and stuff. And checkerboard on the tail, cause that makes it turn better, right?
Sure.
And just a nice squeaky clean installation and everything like that. So
Color-coded
all
motor.
in all, Terry, I don't know if you're still there, but thanks for the pictures and good job.
I like the Velcro
And why
strap.
don't you come and join us in real life? So
It has a color-coded Velcro strap and a color-coded
Yeah.
motor.
Wow.
And even the shrink wrap on the connector is blue. Look at that.
yeah, that's it. That's it.
Very
Color
coordinated.
match.
Very
Most
nice.
excellent.
Very
But
neat.
anyhow, we wonder where our control line people and stuff like that. I'll hazard a guess and say Terry hasn't flown any of these in a contest or anything like that, but maybe there are people out there flying control line. And
Oh yeah.
so there's a lot more of us than what we think. And I just thank Terry for sharing these with me. So
Yeah.
and now I shared it with everybody else. So
Yeah.
let's see if he's watching and see if we get a comment out of that, Charles. All right.
All right, we'll do. I do have
And
a comment for Lynn Burrell by Marcel Legrand. He says, Lynn, your model looks awesome, man. Great job.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
And Phil, this is for
Yes,
you.
sir.
This is for you.
There you go. There you go.
Very good.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. I saw that and started to put a quarter in the cup, and I looked. I said, "Wait a minute." Then one of the guys walked up and said, "That's Scarenzi's car." I said, "Oh, okay, I understand now." That was fun.
well, that
First year I
picture that
went to
Bob just
Tucson.
showed was not Scarinzi's car. So
No, but
but
it
you
was.
know, but the message is the same. Help him get home.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Hey,
He was a
listen,
character.
just one of the subject photos and things. When Paul had been after me to get him my entire library of photos, so I went through and I put them all into one folder, and then I got some thumb drives, and it took me a whole day to transfer the photos from the computer to the thumb drive. There were over 6,000 photos.
Wow.
So if anybody's interested, I can do that now. If anybody wants to. But it would be the cost of a thumb drive and the postage. No, I don't want to make any money on it, but
Absolutely.
Pretty neat.
Absolutely,
Pretty
Bob.
neat.
I'll start. I even got we got a bunch of little thumb drives here. Yeah.
All right, very cool. Very good.
That's great.
So we got a comment, Dennis, from Terry Mitchell. It says, "Thank you, Denny. I appreciate you sharing my work."
Yeah.
Well, thanks for the picture, Terry.
Yeah.
Nice color coordination.
Yeah.
So, Jonathan, have you been doing any flying or been doing any building? What you been up to? I know you've been working on a hurricane, right?
Yeah, just I took the plans up the road this morning to get them photocopied, and I decided to put the Mirko 61 that I got from Sparky. I'm going to put that in it, so I've scaled it up slightly. And I've got it here. I'll show you actually in a moment.
Right.
Or part of the plan, you can get an idea. And I hope to go flying tomorrow. We hope the weather will stay fine. It's supposed to rain, but we may be okay. It's blowing a bit outside now, but it might be all right. So fingers crossed.
Yeah.
But I'll show you that plane. Hang on, I'll just
All right, make you big here.
I'll have to unplug the computer.
All right.
I'll try and balance it on the chair. Hang on a second.
All right.
Don't know how much of that you can see.
I can kind of make it out a little bit.
Kind of a vague outline, but looks like you drew a pilot in there and everything, so.
I got a good name for it. We'll call it the couch potato.
There we go.
Yeah.
It's very hurricane-ish look.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yep.
Hawker hurricane. It's screaming at me.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Very cool.
Very cool.
You do it up in the Douglas Bader paint scheme, right? Anybody know who he was?
No, I don't.
Douglas
Sure do.
Bader? Yes, I
Douglas
do.
Bader.
Sure
Yeah.
do.
One of the top British aces. He lost both legs in a crash before the war. Got artificial legs and flew through the war as a squadron leader. Got shot down, and he escaped from the German prison camps. I think 3 or 4 times. They took his legs away, so he couldn't escape, and he still escaped.
Wow.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Quite a story.
Pretty awesome.
Without the legs, he could take a lot more G's on maneuvers.
Mhm.
If you ever want to see a movie about him on YouTube, just call up Reach for the Sky. And it's a great movie. It's free on YouTube.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, Bader, Douglas Bader.
Yep.
Bader.
Bader.
Yeah.
Well, we have Tryon join us. Hey, Tryon, thank you for coming in. I appreciate it.
Hey guys,
Hey, try.
nothing. I'm getting ready for tomorrow. Again, I'm gonna have my guy coming in. I did some water transfers for him.
All
Oh,
right.
nice. Wow.
He's an Eagles fan?
Yeah, we put the eagle on the fin and the flag.
That's nice.
Yeah,
Very
good.
nice.
Yeah.
It is.
Cool.
So very little stuff to do on that plane. I mean, just like if you guys want to see it, it's right there.
Wow.
That's great,
Is
Tryon.
that a Spirit of Saginaw?
Yeah.
Yes.
Dick Puccini's airplane.
Uh-huh.
Yep.
Yep. Everything is done on it. Hinges are installed. The wheels are done. I mean, everything is done. Just controls are there. Move nicely. Very smooth. And
I hope your
just-
lead outs are long enough.
yeah, I think they are long enough.
Won't even need lines. The hook, the handle.
No,
directly.
you're just going to put the handle on the end of that.
Oh, good.
Slows on short lines.
Yeah. So
Kevlar lead outs?
yeah, we've added some trim lines here on the wings because we were just screaming for something over there. We just not enough.
Yep.
All white wing was just too overpowering. So
Mhm.
so we just try to break it down. But if you look at it like the thing that's on the fuselage, you have this line here, and you have this line that kind of continues through, right? I have the same thing here. This is like mimics that, and this mimics the other line, kind of like keep the theme together.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it looks like it doesn't belong there.
Can you email me a photo of that? I'd like to send it to Dick Puccini.
Sure, could. Send me your email address in a chat.
Okay.
Can you do that?
What's it weighed?
I don't know. Honestly, I don't know. And Bob, you're probably gonna like this. You like my scoops?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Looks great.
It'll
I
make it go
molded
faster.
them with a balsa molded 2 shells.
Jet powered.
Looks great.
Yeah, I like that.
So what I'm thinking about doing some kind of like a jet exhaust here with aluminum tape.
Very nice.
You got a pulse jet in there, haven't you?
I'm sorry?
You've got a pulse jet buried in there, I know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, for his first plane, I think he did great. I mean, I think he
Yeah.
did amazing.
Good job.
I'm going to send you Dick Puccini so you can get in touch with him directly. He'd love to talk to you about that.
You sure?
He's Dick is regular on the forum anyway. You could reach him through Stunthangar too. I agree. That thing needs to be put in the Stunthangar. It needs to be shown off some. I think the Saginaw, the original Spirit of Saginaw is a really good flying airplane. And
Yes,
I was
it
happy
was.
to see a kit.
He qualified in his first nationals in '73 with that airplane.
Yep.
In open.
Wow. Yeah. This is my first tricycle landing gear that I ever built or helped build anyways.
You're going to love it.
Yep.
Bob, you're gonna probably like this. I'm using a 10-inch prop on a on a 3515.
Wow. 3515 in that little airplane. That's
Yeah. Mine actually my Prowler. Well, you're gonna probably like the Prowler too. Also known as the Pro Euler.
Pro Euler.
Get it?
Yeah.
The Prowler, it's also electric, but it has a 3528 on it.
Yeah. Wow, that's a big motor too.
Also on a 10-inch prop, and I'm using about out of a 2200 milliamp battery, I'm using about 1200.
Wow.
Ooh.
Yeah, for a whole full flight. No, yeah. So it keeps confirming what I was saying all the time. You know that if you use a bigger motor, it's much more friendlier on the battery, power wise and everything. Maybe on a bench, when you run them on a bench and stuff like that, it might be similar. But once you get in the air, have less heat everywhere, less wasted energy, and I think that's where the difference is: the wasted energy, not the energy that the motor uses to spin the prop.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know. I like that idea, and I put the first pattern on the Prowler. I like it. Honestly, I wish I could have made the tail another 2 inches longer.
Yeah.
I'll have a better balance point and much more torque and cleaner
tail volume. Yeah.
Yeah. I think I could add another 2 inches to this plane easily and still maintain balance point and stuff like that. Anyways, story of my
Ryan,
life.
your new guy, how far along is he in flying?
So far, he can take off, land, and that's where we are at now.
Yeah. He's got the essentials.
Yeah.
Yeah, as long as the number of landings equal the number of takeoffs, he's in good shape.
Hey, just remember, if you can get it up, it'll get you down.
Yeah.
Takeoffs are optional, landings are mandatory. So
yeah, we've yet to leave one up there.
So what I have to say about him, he listens and does exactly what you tell him, right? So I'm hoping with the where are you going? Stay. Okay, so I'm hoping with the good instructions and stuff like that to nudge him in the right direction and balance his flying out and stuff like that. So the Saginaw is gonna fly tomorrow, I think. We're gonna put the maiden flight on it. We have very little stuff to do on it. Basically, put the ESC, solder some wires in there, connect the ESC to the timer, test the motor, make sure it runs, stickers, complete the lead outs, which is simple. What I do, I just bend the Kevlar in two and just make a knot. And after that, I put a shrink tubing on top of the knot to cover the little excess on the back side. That's it. Obviously the water transfer and stuff like that. So, but it's just ready to fly, man. And he's pretty excited about it. Yeah, he flew the Prowler anyways, Bob. He flew the Prowler, and he did very well on it. I was very proud of him. How well he did, actually. I mean, he's nice composed and he flies very steady and yeah.
Wow, that's great. I have a comment from Furmaster 212. He says, I'll have my Super Clown ready, so hopefully Gordon can teach me some real tricks and I can graduate from half A learning a lot from y'all. You're welcome. Good luck with that. That's great. And then Marcel Legrand said, nice model, Terry. Looks great.
Did you build that Viper today, Bob? Bob Starr?
You'll probably fix that in a second.
He builds so fast, he might have built that one today.
Yeah.
Yeah, I built it today.
Well, you know, it's an I-beam and you know how he builds I-beams, so.
Yeah,
He
quickly.
takes his sweet little time.
Looks good, Sparky. I like those colors.
Yes,
Yeah.
it does.
Yeah, so do I.
You'll see it when you get this off the.
Black, yellow, and orange look nice together.
Yep.
And the white.
Checkerboards up
Beautiful.
here with the red pinstripe around it. It's a takeoff from my old Viper 2 from '91.
That's pretty.
I kind of missed my target weight though. That kind of ticks me off. It's going to be 52 ounces. I wanted it to be sub 50, but it ain't going to happen.
That big of an airplane, it's going to fly wonderful.
Yeah.
Remember, it's possible to build a stunt ship too light, but no one's ever done it.
That's right.
Well, Jim Mayfield did.
I could have made my 52 ounce mark had I not used an extra coat. I killed it in the paint, really. An extra coat of substrate and a half a can of primer. That's where I think I got me.
Pretty.
Can I, Bart, was that you talking about Jim Mayfield?
Yeah, he built an I-beam airplane.
Yeah, how did he achieve too light? And how did he know that? So.
Called an Adonis, and I flew it, and it flew like a kite, even in calm weather.
Wow.
And I said, Jim, cut a hole in the belly. It was a 40 powered airplane, McCoy 40, or 35, I guess, back then. And I said, add 2 ounces of lead right in the belly on the CG, and the airplane flew great.
Yep.
Recall any
Just a
particulars
solid
on it?
kite.
How light it was? How big it was? Anything like that? I'm just curious.
It had about a 56-inch wing, I believe. It was incredibly light. I don't remember the exact weight. It was about 40 ounces, and it was just too light. And any breeze at all, it would have been a kite. You'd have to put a tail on it and fly it on a string. But put a couple ounces right in the belly on the CG, and the thing just calmed down, and it flew good. It was a good airplane.
I have a
Yeah,
little.
Bob,
We didn't use enough glue,
on the light
and it came
thing,
apart
so.
later.
I have a little philosophy about that, Bart. You know, they say you can build those things too light and they fly like leaves. Well, I think if you're running a traditional 2.4, like a Fox 35 engine, where it shuts off the power coming down, that's probably true. But if you put a high RPM flat pitch prop in there and it's driving like it's always in low gear, you can get away with a lot lighter airplane in heavy wind. I had a 34-ounce Tucker Special. You remember that?
And, I would agree. I would agree on that. We didn't have those in those days.
Well, yeah, I'm just saying. But today
Yeah.
you can get away with a lighter airplane by putting a higher RPM, lower pitch prop and just stay in low gear, and it pulls all the way through.
Well, you've got a lot more power today too.
That's true. Of course,
yeah.
Now electric, you do.
Yeah, well, more power and less weight isn't necessarily a good match, but I think if you got to deliver something, and I think what you just described there with the flat pitch prop is probably a way out of it.
It's a low gear setup, you know. It's always cool.
Probably.
No, I agree with you, Bob.
Prop. So, oh.
Because that Tucker was 34 ounces, and I think it would have flown better at 32 ounces.
It could be, yeah. The Tucker wasn't a very big airplane, though, was it?
That's true. It had a very thin wing. It was a very minimal airplane. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sparky, is that black going to be? Are you going to do anything else to that black? Is there a like? Is that going to be checkered?
It's outlined in red.
Okay.
Yeah, we're a long ways from done. A couple more days anyway.
Are you going to be peeling tape here tonight, or are you? I guess.
I was going to do gold leaf tonight, but they talked me into doing it in a separate video tomorrow.
Okay.
Looks good, Sparky. Hey, Bart, this is for you.
There you go. I remember that.
Move that over a little bit.
Wow. I remember. Yep.
Oh, look at that young guy there. Gee whiz.
That looks like in Tucson there too.
It was in Tucson. It was at the roadway.
That terrible, terrible hotel.
Yeah, that was that. Yeah, what's terrible. And under that hat, there was actually hair at that point in time.
Yeah. Yeah.
Is that what's holding your hat on? So.
Yeah.
Okay.
Anyway.
Y'all are rough tonight.
Thank you, Bob.
You're welcome there, Martin. I thought you'd remember that one.
Why was China on your shirt?
That was the team. We were selling team shirts. That was around '84 when we went to China.
Yeah.
It was Mark. Paul Walker was the defending champ, and the team was Ted Fancher, Dave Fitzgerald, myself, and my son Robbie. He was the junior member. So we were selling shirts to help offset the cost of the team.
Pretty good team.
Yeah, well, it was pretty lousy conditions over there, though. But that's all right. It was an interesting trip.
No, I haven't seen too many team trout shirts, for sale. I mean, I would love to buy a shirt like that.
You know, it's funny that trip over, I was there with 3 airline pilots sitting right across the aisle from me. It was Fancher, Fitzgerald's father, and Fitzgerald. They're all airline pilots. And I happened to note when we were landing that Ted Fancher had a death grip on his armrest, and his hand was like, just all the blood was out of his hand. It was like white. When I landed, I said to him, Ted, you seem a little nervous on that landing. He said, Bobby, or Bubba, he called me. Bubba, he says, we're lucky to be alive. He said, this guy almost stalled it 3 times.
Oh.
And he's an airline pilot.
Wow.
The less you know about airplanes, the better off you are in an airplane.
Yeah.
Boy, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Wow.
Every flight.
Hey, I got a couple of pictures of John's Hurricane here.
All right. Let's see it.
Yeah.
John, I got this off of Stunthangar somewhere. There's your drawing that you're going to get copied, right?
There it is.
Oh, there you
That's a
go.
lot clearer. Thank you.
Very,
Oh, yeah, that's,
very cool.
I put that onto the gallery for you the other day. When I was having trouble the other day, Charles, I was going to suggest you have a look in the gallery, but one thing led to another and I forgot to do it.
I want to tell, let me interject about the gallery. I'm getting a lot of emails and I see a lot of things about you're getting fake emails about the gallery. When you get an email about the gallery, that's letting everybody know that there is a new photo in the gallery and you can either approve it or if it's some, spam thing, disapprove it. But that lets you know it's not a scam.
Okay.
Right.
Hey, John, if I
Okay.
can make one comment on this from some personal experience with these things. I think even Denny will concur because I think, Jen, what was it, your Tempest or
Typhoon and a Tempest.
Yeah, so you know where I'm going with this, right?
Well,
the wing centerline versus the motor centerline. If you move that wing up a little bit, it'll be a little easier to trim. The vertical CG issues won't be so bad.
Yeah, I didn't I didn't do it in the end because the class that I'm going to put this in will be it'll either go in sportsman or it'll go into what I've built it for specifically is what we call the stunt semi-scale stunt class.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Well, you might
So
want to
it's
use, if you have a problem, you might want to consider heavier wheels.
yeah, it doesn't look like it's real low, Bob. To use wing center line is even with the tank's off the mount a little bit. Jonathan, what is the distance from the thrust line to the center of the wing? Do you know that offhand?
I'd have to get my ruler out again because I've messed with it so much. I was actually considering today when I was at Bryce's place, we were talking about it, and I was considering making it a breakdown wing, take it off, drop that wing right off the bottom. So look, I don't know. I'm going to have to check that. But the Hurricane itself, when you look at the aircraft, the real aircraft, the distance between the bottom of the cockpit and the wing is actually quite a long way. It's actually got quite a hump in it.
Yeah.
In it at that area, in that space there. And if you bring the wing up too far, I'll put a bit of dihedral in it, by the way.
That might work, yeah.
If you're gonna use dihedral,
that's the deal maker.
Yeah.
You stole those words out of my mouth.
Yeah, I put about 8 degrees, not very much, and I'm putting the wheels off the. I think it's about the third rib out. I can't remember now. So it should look fairly authentic. I don't know whether you can see the tail on my screen. I've got pictures of you guys all down the side there, but the tail actually, what a lot of the Hurricanes have, when you look at them, they don't actually put that underneath tail. See that piece of tail that comes down under the fuselage? That was added later after the prototype. Oh, and it's all distorted. In this photo here, it's all distorted. It's taken off. Taken on an angle. But
did you put any incidents in the stabilizer?
No, I think what I'm going to do is what Sparky suggests, and I've found that by accident too on my Thunderbolt, is that if you have a slight incidence downwards on your tail, on your elevator.
On the stabilizer, just about a half a degree.
No, I have no, I'm not going to do it. I don't think I'm going to do it to the stabilizer. No, I was going to, but I've decided no, I won't. I'll do the same as my Thunderbolt. My Thunderbolt that I have is probably, although it's not a very big airplane, it's one of my best aerobatic planes. It's it flies really well, upside down, inside, outside. You know, it's so I'm going to stick to what I know.
Yeah,
that's always the right plan.
Jonathan.
Yeah.
Can I make a suggestion?
Yeah, go
ahead. Looking at your motor mounts, and I see all those holes in the motor mounts.
Yes.
You should channel your motor mounts instead of putting holes in them. Because what happens when you have the holes there, the very front hole, the vibration of the motor may cause it to crack right at that front hole.
Oh, okay. Yes. Yes.
Right there.
Yes.
I
I'm
will
with you.
show you. I will show you the way I do motor mounts. It's the way Windy used to do it, and I've never had a motor mount cracker be a problem, but it can be a problem with those holes there because
Yeah.
those holes
Well-
cause a stress riser right at that first hole.
Sparky puts a groove on the inside. He routes a groove
That's
and
right.
puts
You
a plywood
that's right.
sheet.
You channel them out. Yeah, channel them out.
Yeah. Well, that's okay, but I
Channel-
can't do that. I don't have the machinery to do that.
I cut mine in half.
What I could do is truss it on top. You know, take the holes back further and then truss it across the top.
Don't put holes.
I wouldn't put any holes in there. Once you get
Holes.
about a half inch or 3/4 behind that firewall, you can
Yep.
go there and cut them down to 1/8 inch all the way to the back.
Mm-hmm.
Cut it down
Exactly.
to what?
Go.
Way for 30, 40 years.
Work. Yeah.
Yeah, me too.
Cut
Well,
it down to what? 1/8 of an inch.
Yeah, I think I
Taper it.
Mine are
work.
only-
Taper it.
That'll work
Oh,
fine.
yes. Yes, I'm going to taper it from, if you could see it from top, yes, it's going to be tapered as well. But
Right.
I'll take your point about the holes. Yeah.
No holes. Stay
Take
away
all
from
the
that.
holes out. No holes. Yeah, no
Mine-
Okay.
holes.
Mine's not tapered. I make a nice radius and it's 1/8 inch the rest
Yep.
of the way back.
I agree.
The
Okay.
radius is a really good idea. Yeah, the radius is the good way to go.
Yep.
So you actually round the inside of the bearer, the engine bearers. No?
John, you might also consider something else. Your doublers only go to the high point of the wing.
Yeah, that's right.
If you
Yeah.
can bring them back to the trailing edge of the wing, but the vibration will going to be absorbed much better from the motor to the wing.
Can
And
you,
have
if
a
you
better
do
motor
that,
run.
if you do that, do you need to lighten by taking
Yeah, lightning.
circles or taking material out of the plywood? It's
I
a hell of
would.
a lot of plywood.
Hey,
Yeah,
Gordon, it
that's
wasn't really clear, Gordon. What do you do with your engine bearers?
Yeah.
After I get about 5/8 of an inch past the front bulkhead, if you was looking at the top view, I cut a nice little radius and then cut them straight back 1/8 inch wide all the way back.
So
Oh,
he's reducing it down to 1/8 all the way back to the end of the bearer.
So it
Yeah,
becomes-
I agree.
It takes
it
enough
become,
off. It's like running one motor mount.
You can do
okay.
them like this too, but I've even got a lighter weight than this.
Hang on, Spark, you make it big here.
Yeah.
Gee whiz. Okay.
Look at, this is a paint scheme.
Oh, you gotta stop sharing, Mark, so I can make Sparky big.
Well, why don't you let Mark finish sharing what he
Yeah,
had and
there's-
then we can jump
Oh, this is
back.
just a picture that I got for Keith Park's airplane. It looks like the one that John's got on his
Oh,
drawing there.
yes. Yeah, you, I think I've put the same lettering on there, Mark.
Yeah, it's the
I think I've
same.
put Keith's, Keith's.
Yeah, okay, one. That's,
Okay, one, yeah. I don't know
Anyway.
whether he was, I don't know whether he had ammunition on board, but he engaged a couple of times, apparently when he was zooming around.
anyway, that's, Tom McLean sent me this. He's been bugging me every time I see him since I crashed my Hurricane with the encounter with the blue heron in 2019.
Yeah, that was a funny story. Oh,
He wants
well,
me to
not a
build, he
funny
wants me
story.
to build another one. Maybe I will
I
one
had
of
a
these days. Anyway, there you go.
Thank you, Mark. Spark, can you show me that your crutch again?
I've got a lighter way to do this than this way now.
Hang
Right.
on. You're still not showing that big for some reason. There we go.
There you go. Okay, so these are grooved all the way down.
Yes.
Then the sandwich deal goes together, but these are cut back to cut the tank back. Well, now I'm not only doing this, I'm also tapering this, the inside here.
You can't see it. There you go.
I'm tapering the inside from right behind the firewall back to nothing. So
Ah,
this is a white, I got it down to an ounce, and I think it was an ounce and 3/4 or ounce and a half for a motor crutch. This one here weighs, but it's light. Whatever I got here it's lighter in this one than this one.
About 40 grams.
This
Wow.
is 1.7. So this is ounce and 3/4. The other one's ounce and a half.
Oh, okay.
So, like I say, I'm tapering off the inside of this, plus doing this in this airplane. So you don't
Now-
have maple in there.
Sparky, on top of that engine bearer, you haven't actually cut the engine bearer down. You've put plates on top. What are those plates made out of?
1/8 aluminum. This is cut. Then an 1/8 aluminum plate sits on top of this. So
that's what we call aluminium.
Yeah, aluminium. That way you can raise or lower the tank farther.
Yeah.
1/4 inch to raise and lower it.
Excellent idea, Sparky.
Here's another look at something like that right there.
Aha.
And you see how you curve.
I know what that's out of, a Caprice.
That's a Caprice, yep. Very good, Phil.
So that's a rig, obviously, to push it all together while it's
Yeah,
gluing.
that holds it all together while you line it and glue it.
Good idea.
Notice it's curved right behind where the motor mount plates go. It's curved down, and it's like Gordy said, 1/8 of an inch thick back there, so you can move the tank up and down a little bit.
God, it's so important to get this bit right. There must be a hell of a lot of airplanes flying with their engines all buggered up, pointing up and down, left and right and all over the show because that part's not built right.
Absolutely.
You
Actually,
don't know what.
I don't have an example to show you guys, but the other thing you could add into that is that all wood motor mounts eventually turn to mush. You
Yes.
tighten the engine on them and stuff like that. We got to the point where, my dad and his friends at Generous Motors there at the factory, we were making the mounting beams out of aluminum, got rid of the maple completely. And of course you could hollow the living bejesus out of them and everything like that, tap directly into the mounts and stuff. And those motor mount systems were incredibly solid. And I think they really helped the engines deliver a lot more power because of that.
How did you fix
tight
them?
the engine up and, the bolts would come down and you knew instantly that they were tight. It wasn't tight, crush, and I really, really, really like that. But
how'd you attach it to the airplane?
What glue
Yeah.
did you use to glue?
I used
aluminum
to
to
take
wood?
used to take on the gluing side, we put a piece of 1/32 plywood with a screw tapped into it front and back to help secure it. And so it was a wood to wood glue interface.
If you had to glue the aluminum to something, what kind of glue did you use?
Epoxies.
Epoxy, yeah.
Epoxy on aluminum would work good. Some of them he
There
did. He
you go.
used the special MT13 epoxy on it, but it was kind of an overkill. So
Yeah, that just tapered just like that. I don't know whose that is, but
That's the Caprice.
yeah.
Yep.
Nice piece of work.
Any ways of doing it.
And that works.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and you
it
can
does.
see the tapered bearings there.
An airplane had, I don't know, probably 1,000 flights on it, and never a problem with the front end.
Very good.
Now, speaking
I've
of
learned
motor
a lot from
mounts,
there.
I remember Wendy started using carbon fiber to make motor mounts. Remember that, Lynn, toward the end?
Yeah, I do.
I do not remember that.
Yeah,
I
he was
know
really
he did
successful,
tanks.
so he started making them out
I
of-
don't remember him actually using carbon fiber motor mounts. I remember he put a carbon fiber plate on top of the thing, but not carbon fiber mounts.
There's a nose all assembled.
Mm-hmm.
Has anyone been, I'm thinking about engine vibration, with the engine mounts. It's important to absorb that a little bit of energy because there's always something out of balance, the crank or the prop or something. Have people been following what Sparky read out about the rev up props? about getting the heavier side of the prop opposite the piston. Has anyone been trying that?
He read that. Yeah, he read that on the rev up instructions. Yeah.
Well, I've been doing that, and I reckon it does make a difference. I reckon.
You know, our
I think it
engines,
does.
if you're mounting an engine upright or inverted, it's kind of hard to do because you can't
Yeah.
align the prop vertically,
Yeah.
or at least it's not a very happy way to fly your airplane if the prop's aligned vertically up, you know, so it's aligned with the piston. It does
True,
seem to
with the-
matter side to side some. I was talking to a guy up in Detroit to meet there. He was actually going through and routinely rebalancing crankshafts on basically everything. Because, you know, they put the counterweight on the crankshaft and then they cut the hole in the front of the crankshaft. And because of that, it doesn't align when you put the thing on a pivot, and the crank pin doesn't align dead vertical because it has a hole in the crankshaft up front, removing metal. So that part's lighter. All right. And he was actually going back to the counterweight part, taking material off just one side so that the thing would come back into the crank pin would come up into a dead vertical location. And he said he had done that on several different engines, different sizes, and it made a noticeable difference.
The other way around it, Dennis, is to put a 3-inch prop on it.
Yeah. Well, I've been trying
Pulling your
to
leg.
I've been trying my modern engines here are all they're not reciprocating, so they can still vibrate, I suppose, but you know, once you
but they're
polish the
dynamos.
bypasses, and I always put a chunk of wood in between the magnets so they don't burp, you know, and things like that. But
Oh, you guys are too many.
what? You're not buying that, Phil?
Has
I
anybody
almost had you there. All
Has
right.
anybody been using the badass props?
Yes.
Oh yeah.
They work great.
They're great.
Hey, Dennis,
Yes, sir.
remember you were just saying that the motors put out more power?
Hmm.
Well, on our combat planes, we went into 3/8 by half. My buddy and I, we started going 3/8 by 3/4,
Mm-hmm.
and they produced more horsepower.
That's amazing because that's a pretty, you know, no matter what you do, it's a fairly short mount and everything like that. So you were still able to dissipate more energy or
Yeah.
absorb more energy or something like that.
Well,
Yeah.
we used a cheek cowl on the side, and
Yeah.
but the performance was definitely worth the wider motor mounts.
Yeah. On the rat racers, my dad and my brothers were building. I never got real serious in it, but they went from the original first generation airplanes were basically profile, you know, wooden profile fuselages. And they went from there to the harder speed pans, and the engines all picked up immediately. Same engine on a speed pan ran much better than it did on a built up wood fuselage. In fact, they were even making a fuselage. It would make the profile fuselage for a rat racer out of a single piece of maple. All right.
Oh wow.
Carve it and cut holes and whatever, you know, so it would balance right. But they were trying to make that thing as strong as possible. Well, the maple itself is kind of a brittle wood and everything like that, and it wasn't always as successful as they wanted. But put it on the harder pan, and man, that was a difference maker. So tried figuring out how to put a harder pan or half pan really into a front end of a stunt plane like a FAI team racer. You never quite work the logistics out on it, but I think that would have been a good idea too. So
yeah.
Oh, what might
A
have been.
couple of comments in the chat box. Old control line pilot, that's AKA Bob Whitley up in Canada, who's also a member of our YouTube channel. He says, just got home from a long day, like given. I'll have to watch the rerun. Thank you, Bob. And then Brent Williams says, howdy. And then Philip Bailey, he provides a like. Thank you very much, Philip. That's showing your talent again. Appreciate it.
That's it. Yeah, someday I guess we're gonna have to have Brent on and have him explain how he makes his props run so noisy or something like that. So I understand that he was to hit it Las Vegas last year with his noisy motor or something like that.
I don't know if he ever solved that problem, but yeah, that was peculiar.
Well, the last I heard, he wasn't treating it like a problem. He was bragging about it. So I don't know.
I always thought it was the bearings. Because when he flights it up here, to me, it's quite noisy for electric.
Mm-hmm.
It is noisy for electric, even at Las Vegas.
Mm.
And Jonathan Carradas, you asked Sparky about the black. See how he
Yes,
the masking? It's checkerboard.
yeah, I see now.
Maybe make it big.
Yeah, that's
That looks
looking
good,
really
Sparky,
cool.
with the checkerboard like that.
Yeah, I misunderstood. I thought it was going to be all black, and I was thinking it looked a bit like Batman, but
Get the red pinstripe around here
yeah, it's great.
and a red pinstripe around there, around that back half.
That looks
And
real nice.
there's a whole lot of work left to do on it.
Good Spark.
I wish I wouldn't have missed my target weight, that's all. I wanted it to be 50 ounces, but it's gonna be 52.
It'll be
Gonna
beautiful.
fly
I don't
great,
know.
Sparky. Forget
Somehow
about
I
the
think
weight.
you'll survive.
Just
Somehow
fly
I
it.
think you and the airplane will survive 52 ounces.
You'll fly great.
Yes.
Better
Fill
than
the tail. Fill the
What's that?
tail with hydrogen.
Yeah, lighter drivetrain is what I need. John was saying, well, put a 46 in it. And then he was thinking, nah, that's too wimpy.
What were you
What's his
planning?
wingspan on that, Sparky?
58.
58? Yeah, a good 46 if nothing else.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure it would pull it, but it wouldn't pull it with authority.
Exactly.
Put a 51 in it.
What's the difference between a 51 and a 60? There's no weight difference.
No, that's right.
And there's no line size advantages either. So, you know.
Yeah. I mean, back in the day,
were you going to put a
everybody was
60 in
stuffing-
that? I thought you were putting one of the 40 VFs or something like that.
No.
Okay.
60.
By the way, did you get those files I sent you, the CAD files?
Yes, I did. Thank you.
All righty.
I've had them with FP40s in it. I've had them FP40 on a pipe. That's the one that was in the magazine in '84. But this one's a 1981, 91 model, and it had a Super Tiger 51 in it. It's this one.
Was
The other
that
one-
was Sparky? Was that a Snarlport 51?
That Super Tiger.
I know. Was it a Super Tiger Snarlport?
I don't know. Whatever the square head one is.
Yep, that's Snarlport.
And I've had them with VF 46s in it. I've had them with Super Tiger 60s in it. So I've had all kinds of different ones. But this one here right now is N30 legal because it was done in 91. But at least now I have documentation for next year that the Viper will be okay for, you know, this is prior to the other ones. They look the same. I had two with the same paint job on it, but they're different airplanes. I sold this one to Ron O'Toole for $350. He got about 5 flights on it, put the lines on backwards and piled it in the ground.
That's why I staggered
There's
my
just no excuse for that.
It happens.
Well, you know, I stagger my lead outs about 1.5 inches, 2 inches. And if you hook them up backwards, you immediately know something's wrong.
My trick for that is I have a red line and a black line, and then my flight lines have red and black on them, up and down.
Yeah.
Leave one clip on the airplane, one clip on the lines, and you never make a mistake.
I do that as well, but you know, twice redundancy. Don't make that mistake.
Well, that's even better.
Mhm.
Hey, John Carruthers,
Yeah.
I had that hurricane. I had designed Chris Rudd asked me to design him a typhoon,
Oh, yes.
and he built it. This is the drawing of it.
Well, that's nice.
Airplane flew good too.
I sure did until we came apart on him.
Wow.
That's
You see where
that's
I put
actually,
I put the wing up a little higher, you know.
Mhm.
yeah. Yeah, you've got that pretty much in the thrust line there. And that is also a good compromise between something that looks scale and something that'll perform.
Well, I was saying, and then he knows this. We talked about this in the past. All the semi-scale airplanes I designed, like the Mustang that Palco's flying, and my F-105, and all those, I call them what they should have looked like scale.
Yes.
There you go. It's
I
true.
like that.
How dare they take your plan and screw it up? Yeah.
I want to
John Miller's in
make
the
a
house.
tiger cat. I want to make a twin tiger cat, but I want to make it with what it should have looked like scale, with turboprop nacelles, with annular and a
Yeah.
swept back rudder, and really swoop it out. You know, it'll be like a space age tiger cat.
That was
Yeah,
one
A
mean,
Reno Tiger Cat.
that
Yeah.
plane was one mean pussycat, that thing.
Really was. Wendy had a really beautiful one.
Did you?
A beautiful plane.
That airplane was gorgeous. I actually
Yeah.
saw that in his house after he was done with this. Wow, the thing's absolutely beautiful.
It flew good too.
I had the privilege
It
of
did.
flying it.
I've seen the video of that.
really?
Did fly good.
You flew it, Gordy?
Yes, I did.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh, there
This
it is.
one was a national champion.
Yep.
Mic drop.
1969, right?
Right.
Who designed this
Yeah.
one?
Wow.
You thought
What
that
is it?
picture of a young Bob looked silly?
Who is that guy?
I don't know. I remember I showed my daughter a picture of myself when I was young, and she had no idea who it was. But
It's all right. I see pictures of myself and I don't know who it is.
that's it. That's it. I can't even convince anybody.
Look at that.
But
Wow, that's nice.
yeah, there's a gentleman named Steve Ashby did one a couple of years later, and he just knocked it out of the park. But I don't know if I ever did one again, I'd have to do it, more correctly with dihedral and things like that. And
You better do the Fuga Magister first, pal.
yeah, I know. Got to do them all first.
What motor did you have? What motor did you have in that, Dennis?
That was a McCoy 40.
Perfect.
It was a smallish airplane. It was a 540 square inch airplane with the McCoy 40. So it was, really, really, strongly powered for the time and everything like that. Everybody else was running Fox 35s in that class
Yes.
of airplane. And this thing was certainly more powerful than that. Not as powerful as modern stuff would be, but
Wasn't
how that
Kostecki
goes.
running McCoy 40s at that time?
Not yet. He started running them. No, wait a minute. Yes, he was. He had his first McCoy 40, I think, in his
68.
Formula S in '68.
Yeah,
You're right. He was running the Foxes before that.
that's
And
right.
and that was the same year he had the America, I think he called it, which
Yep.
was kind of went back to where his Talon was. After the Formula S, he went back to a tail dragger layout and stuff like that. And the America was,
So-
I thought, harkened more back to the Talon than it did to the Formula S. But
So if you were running,
Oh, and I used.
oh, sorry.
Go ahead.
I was just going to say, Dennis, if you were running glow in those days, what was the traumatic experience you had that switched over to the dark side?
I went away for 25 years.
Yeah.
And all of my equipment was outdated. In
Ah.
most cases, not even in production. So there we go.
Oh, the
And
America.
so
Pretty-
there I was faced with basically starting over.
Yep.
And I could start over with pipe motors and stuff like that. or I could start over with this new thing called electric. And
Yeah.
I've been flying some electric RC, and I thought, you know what? I'm gonna see if that's got legs. So,
Uh-huh. Right.
and started, I had a little bit of perversion there from my big brother Bob out east. And
Oh, that is pretty.
he
Oh, I
had-
love this.
yeah,
color
there we
scheme.
go.
That was,
Oh, that's lovely.
that was 1969.
Yep. There's the
Not
there's the
bad.
eagle. There's the eagle claw.
The
Yeah.
ultimate
That
Ukrainian,
is-
the
The
decals,
ultimate
the
U-
ultimate, he was the
Ukrainian
ultimate-
lion.
The ultimate
Ultimate
Ukrainian.
Ukrainian. Yeah.
Yeah.
That was his feature of on all his airplanes. He did
Yep.
that.
That is beautiful. That's
Oh, that's
beautiful.
pretty.
Holy moly.
Isn't that pretty? That is beautiful.
that look, that
You
is,
can't really see it. He did something.
Really
that
nice.
was a neat feature.
Yeah.
I've never seen anybody else do. He used, I think they were just flat toothpicks, but he put like external ribs on his flaps. You know, just last thing
Yeah.
before we put color paint on.
You could see it there.
And it was
Yeah.
a look, something like on the control surface of a Piper or something like that, where
Like
they
a
have the little
corrugated.
ridges, you know, a corrugation, you know, upward standing corrugation. It was really, really a neat look. I've never seen anybody else try it, but
See if I have
Well,
Was
something.
it-
aerodynamically, that would be good.
was it
It holds the
actually,
air onto the flat better.
it should have been, it should have helped keep the flaps stiffer, if nothing else. You know, it wouldn't curl or anything like that, but I don't know.
that is just a beautiful aircraft.
Look at how skinny the fuselage is.
Yeah.
Modern people would have a heart attack over that. So
Hey, we were skinny back then too, you know?
that's it.
Good point.
For yourself.
Mm.
Well, hi, John.
I got skinny again.
Well, I
I
can't get
didn't.
that skinny. Back then I was as tall as I am now, and I weighed 125 pounds. All right.
Uh,
Now weigh 235, and that's the lightest I've been in the last 10 years. All right. So
Oh, good.
Wow.
there we go.
That's formally, yes, yeah.
I know where that airplane is.
I think that's,
Schaefer's Hobby
it's-
Shop.
That's
isn't
right.
it that movie star Hanks?
Art
He was one of
Schaefer
the-
bought that airplane for $40 because Kostecki wanted to get drunk.
Mhm.
40 bucks. Oh, God.
Yeah. He was a great guy. He was funny guy.
Hilarious. Absolutely hilarious. So
All right, we can try this again.
Yeah.
John, Big John, welcome. Thank you for coming in. Appreciate you being here today.
Good to be here. Thanks.
You been doing any designing or flying or building?
I have been so busy this last week with the band. I had in the last 20 days, I've had 3 of my cats die. 2 from
Oh,
old
my.
age.
Sorry to hear
Two from,
that.
yeah, 2 from old age, and 1 the next door neighbor's dog
Oh.
killed it.
oh geez.
So it's just you know, I've been trying to take care of them, and buried the last one this morning. I think the remaining cats, I had 6. It's a long story how I got them, but now I'm down to 3, and it'll be a lot easier. I realize. So,
Yeah. Sorry about your loss, John.
yeah, thanks. You get attached to those little critters, you
Yeah,
know.
You do.
do. Now, I have a comment in the chat box from Fearmaster 212. Crashed a baby ringmaster, a good buddy from Oregon gave me. Snagged the line on a dandelion of all things. Yeah, those dandelions can be very dangerous.
Yep.
Yes, they can.
Any number of tall grasses with the little things growing on the top. They're just enemies of control line flyers everywhere. So
Yeah. Yeah. Trey, and that's looking pretty good.
Make you big, Tryon.
Yeah.
Pretty
Yeah.
colors.
mhm.
Oh yeah.
Pretty.
Looks good,
Oh,
Tryon.
Yeah.
That's a departure from the revolution, huh?
Yeah, a little brighter.
Well, it was really hard to mold that purple finish on there. So
Wonder how long it took to rub it.
That's it. Did a beautiful layup on that, so.
You're
You're
muted.
muted.
You're muted.
By the way, try it.
There you go.
All right.
Hi.
So yeah, this is gonna be my go-to have fun with airplane kind of thing. It's a vector. Yeah, it has some nice details on it. I'm not sure if you can see, but you can look at the canopy. You see that?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
You can't see anything, Tryon.
It's like rivets in there.
That's all.
Bullet holes.
Yeah. So right now I'm trying to put some hinges on it. That's why I'm taking this off. I'm done with. You know, I had enough painting for for me. It's good enough.
Right.
I mean, if I want to go to competition, I need to fly something serious. I'll fly Revolutions all the time, anytime. I pick that plane anytime.
Right.
But this is just good and fun, right? Prowler, it's a good and fun plane too. For the, like, if I want to go and do some profile competition, I think it's going to be great for that. So,
Ryan, does that have flaps?
yes, it does.
Okay.
They're not here yet because I'm just.
Brian, what sort of paint do you use? I think you've talked about it before.
Man, I'm a cheapskate. I just use rattle can paint.
Yeah.
So yeah, don't go by what I do, especially over there. I mean, if you want to do a good job or something like that, use dope, use the good stuff. Okay.
You don't have to compete with fuel, of course.
Yeah, absolutely. Yes, that too. So I'm not a finishing leader, right? I mean, I can build one heck of a plane, but don't ask me to lead you in a. I mean, structural wise and stuff like that. I can advise on that quite well, right? But but when it comes to finishing, yeah, I'm gonna talk to Sparky. The guys that know.
Coat or some other covering.
I'm sorry.
Is that monocoat the purple?
Yeah, it's ultra coat. Yes.
Solar film.
Ultra coat.
Ultra coat. Yeah.
Okay.
This is the translucent ultra coat.
Well, I like the color.
Yeah.
Looks nice.
So, I had a tough time finding something that's going to complement the ultra coat as color, because if you see, I tried to match this with that as best as possible.
Hey, that's a pretty good match.
Yeah.
Pretty close. That's good.
Yeah.
So I tried to get them in the same family of colors. Otherwise, it just look bad.
That's spray paint. That's rattle can.
Yeah.
A fuselage.
No, this is not rattle can. This is just some just regular paint, you know, that I mix up two of them, like tester's paint.
Yeah.
The nice part of this is that, you know, with electric, you don't care about the fuel proofing and any of that stuff.
Right.
So it makes your life a lot easier.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Okay, I like you.
You got to make sure your wood's clean too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh, you mean the wood construction?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's decent.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Nice clean work on it too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, as best as I could. You know, I can do woodwork. I mean, I can do woodwork, and I can do, you know, I can build anything. But when it comes to finishing, I wasn't that successful. That's my
It's an art all itself.
yes. It is actually, and you need time. You need to be patient with that, and have, And if you don't have the time or the patience to do it, I said, yeah, whatever. If I do my composite plane, I just paint in the mold, so when it comes out, it's already finished and stuff like that. So that makes it a lot easier.
Have you flown your Spirit Saginaw yet?
No, I'm gonna put it in here this tomorrow actually.
Okay.
Yeah,
Looking
I shared
forward
it
to
earlier. So if you look at the video now, on this meeting, the rerun or whatever.
All right.
Yeah.
I have a question for Mark. This is from Terry Mitchell. He says, hey, Mark Wise, is there any Pampa shirts available? Do you have to be a member to purchase one?
Good question. I'm not aware of any of them right now. It's one of those things that we know we need to do something about, but there are so many more, important things to work on.
Yeah.
As far as the second point go, I guess that'd be hard to police. Personally, I guess I'd feel funny seeing someone who is not a member wearing a Pampa shirt, but then again, maybe it's good advertising. I don't know. We'll have them. I have a gray one with a Pampa patch, and I've probably had it for 4 or 5 years. I'm not even sure where I got it.
It's not the kind of thing you would want to wear in the men's room at Toledo when the lights go out.
No. Thank you, Bob. We will have shirts. It's
Wear
going to take
2 of them, then you can take one off.
Yeah.
I have a comment for Sparky. Sparky, this is from Minnesota Mike. He says, tell Sparky the wood is sold.
Okay.
Thanks, Minnesota Mike. Long time no see.
Well, guys, it's 11:37 here, and I'm gonna get my doggy out, and I'm gonna hit the sack.
All right. Hey, thank you, Bob, for coming in. I
Hey,
appreciate
Bob.
it.
Bob, before you leave, can you send me your phone number in the chat?
Yeah, sure.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate it.
Let's see.
Bobby, I'll see you Friday.
You have a question, Bart? You had your hand raised for a second.
I have a question for Bob.
Yeah.
What did you think of the outrage Millennium Mustang?
Hold on a second. You broke up there a little bit.
Okay. What is your assessment of the Al Rabe Millennium Mustang?
It still broke up. I couldn't hear exactly.
What's your assessment of Al Rabe's Mustang?
My assessment of it in what respect? Appearance or performance or?
Performance.
Well, I only flew one of them. I flew the Easy 2 Sugar, not Snaggletooth. And it did round loops like the best ringmaster you ever flew in your life with no landing gear on it. You know how nice they did round stuff?
Mm-hmm.
It did beautiful round stuff, but it cornered like a bowling ball, which he fixed on on Snaggletooth. He lightened it up and it cornered a lot better. But I never got to fly that airplane. I flew Easy 2 Sugar, which I have a picture of here, actually.
Easy 2 Sugar, that's pretty.
Yeah, E2S on the side of the airplane. It was, the phonetics of Easy 2 Sugar. Let's see, Al Rabe.
I've got plans for the Snaggletooth. I've always wanted to build one.
Yeah, I have to go to. Well, John Hill built a bunch of them.
I know. I saw him at VSC, and man, he said he built 15 of them.
Okay, let's see. We go to sure.
He sent me the canopies, and one of those canopies has Al's Rabe's name on it.
That's pretty.
That's the one I flew. That was at Lake Charles in 1974. After the contest, we let everybody fly it.
Yeah.
It's exquisite round stuff. It didn't have the corners I was used to with the Genesis, but the Snaggletooth was a lot better.
Yeah. Mine will have a little.
By the way, Snaggletooth is now in the AMA Museum. John Hill has restored it, and he's also restoring the original Sea Barrel, the Sea Fury, and that's going to be in there. Yeah, so it's in the museum right now.
Yeah, I flew the Sea Fury.
That almost looks like the flaps are down a little bit.
And you notice he's also got some positive incidents in the stabilizer.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you have to. You have to.
But it flew good. I mean, he flew it really well. No question about it. I think he took third that year. So.
Well, I think he took second in the Worlds, didn't he?
Yeah, against somebody that didn't have a rudder on his airplane. Yeah, we actually had we had a couple of go-rounds about that good-naturedly. Actually.
So did I, if you remember.
I'm coming.
What's that?
I say, so did I, if you remember. I built you a rudder for the Genesis.
Well, that's right. You built me well, that was in '76 though, and I won the National. You guys sent me a rudder. I still have that.
Won it, yeah.
I still have that. It's one of my prized possessions. I'll have to dig that out sometime and show it here.
Hey, Gordon, is that your new airplane?
Yeah, this is the profile Pathfinder I've been working on. It's just finished
beautiful.
Covering up today.
Let me see the nose.
Hey, Gordy, you can't have the controls go the same way.
Yeah, that doesn't work very well.
Nice job.
Did you find some more yellow monocoat?
No, we end up making it two pieces on the bottom.
All right.
Let's see. I guess it was the outboard.
It looks nice.
We spliced it right here on the.
Oh yeah. You can hardly see it. You can hardly see it.
Well, I don't know if
Thought I was good at Monaco, but I believe he's got me beat.
Very nice. Very nice, Gordy. Looks good.
Yeah, I've got.
Gordy does a good job.
Yeah.
There's those other ugly leather fillets nobody likes.
I used to use those. I like them.
Yeah.
Billy Simon's got me using those. He loved them.
Yeah, I've used them since 1959.
Yeah.
We're getting Gordy on Superfill, Bob.
What's that?
We're getting Gordy on Superfill. Got him.
Yeah. Well, now we use Superfill.
Yeah.
I got a picture here for you, Martin.
Yeah,
quick.
go ahead.
Let me.
Yes. Oh yeah, there you go.
That's the team and part of the team. Les was off someplace. I don't know what he was doing, but we had kind of a team. Picture.
Yeah, that's cool.
How many people can you identify in that photo, Bart?
Oh boy. I have to go get my glasses.
Two.
Well, you and Al, I can't recognize anybody else.
In the lower left, second one in, right by the EC2, right by the Mustang wing, that's Henry Nelson, the Nelson engine.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and in the back row, 1, 2, 3, and 4 in from the left, that's Doc Jackson, our team manager. He passed away not too long ago.
Oh, shucks.
Yeah.
Wow.
That goes back a ways.
Who's the tall guy with the high aspect ratio combat ship? Is that what it is?
That's Rudner. That's Chuck Rudner.
Oh, okay.
And Jed Cusick to his right. Yeah, so there's some pretty famous modelers in there.
Bottom left, is that Carl Dodge?
Carl Dodge is in the lower left there. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Holding a team race airplane, so it's a little.
Yeah, that's what was throwing me. I thought it looked like Carl, but that certainly wasn't a speed plane. So.
Bob Ogie, and there's a whole bunch of good guys there. Anyway, so there's that Mustang you were talking about. It was a good airplane.
Yeah, good,
but not quite good enough.
Hey. It ain't bragging if you can back it up.
That's true. That's true.
All right.
All right, guys, I gotta head out.
All right, hey, thank you, Bob.
My dog,
Mustang was
my dog had a
best airplanes.
my dog had a UTI, and she, you know, we got her on medicine. It's making her piss a lot, so I got to get her out. You know.
Yeah.
Well, I got to take this little monster out. So
Yeah.
you guys be good, and I'll see you.
Be good, guys.
All right,
Oh,
take
next
care,
time
man.
around.
All right, cheers.
Gentlemen.
Bobby,
Take care, y'all.
Goodness. Suddenly everybody fits on one screen. So
Yeah.
Hey, Dennis.
yes, sir.
As you know, I like to do a little bit of writing. Would you guys be interested in a story, a short story, not far from here, during World War II, a B-17 called the Texas Tornado crashed, and I think from memory there were 11 on board. They had a French diplomat or somebody on board, an attaché. I can't remember the details, but it's in my story. And I went and met a guy who was a young kid in the area. He was about 10 when it happened. And he gave me an eyewitness account from his point of view of waking up and seeing flames and hearing the explosion and so on. He lived near the airbase, and he went up the next day with another friend, and they found the wreckage and what was going on. And anyway, I've kind of woven it into a short story in a competition that was going here in the local area. I wondered if you guys might be interested in it. If I sent you a copy or publish it, you might be, Dennis.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind seeing that at all. I like your work, and that sounds like an interesting story. So is this a true story then, or did you use your true events to inspire a story, or?
Yeah, it's based on fact. I think I may have got one technical fact screwed up, and that was the engines on the B-17 that crashed. I can't remember if they were cyclones or Wright. I can't remember now, but I have a
think they were
feeling in the
Wright
story.
Cyclone 1820s.
Yeah, I don't know where it's years since I've looked at the story. I'll have to pull the thing out.
Yeah.
It might be the sort of thing that I could just send to you personally if you like. I don't know whether people would want to read it. It's about, I think it had to be 2,000 words or no more than 2,500 words.
I will send you my email address. I don't think you have it now, do you? I'll contact
I
you
haven't
through a
got your
personal
email
message. I'll
address.
send you a personal message with my
Okay,
email in it, and we'll go from there.
right. I'll get a copy for you now.
Yeah, I'd like to see that. That sounds good.
Jonathan, does it have your accent in it?
Wait a minute.
Yeah, it wouldn't be
Mark,
the same without your accent.
He thinks we all have accents. So.
Yeah.
That's what the Aussies used to tell me. Geez, Ed, you talk funny.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, we think the Aussies talk funny.
No, talking about World War II. Last week, they were digging down in Provo, Utah, and uncovered a 500-pound bomb from World War II.
Oh,
Wow.
geez. And nobody knew it was there?
Nobody knew it was there.
Oh, man.
I didn't know that they were bombing Provo.
Well, it was probably an American.
Yeah.
I don't know. All I know it was, it never detonated.
Mm-hmm.
And when they got it uncovered, it busted a big hole through the middle of the bomb. Called Hillfield, and Hillfield big shots went out there to check, make sure it was safe. I thought
Every
that
now
was
and then
pretty
you find
unusual.
something like that.
There's
What's
supposed
that?
to be somewhere, I don't remember where it is, but I saw it on YouTube, of a whole town sitting on top of a bomb factory underground, that the
Oh.
munitions are still in there.
Hell.
Hey, gentlemen, I'm going to end the live stream, and I want to thank everybody for coming in. At the height of our show, we had 36 people watching us. So we have 31 likes. That's pretty good, but no super chats. And hopefully, if you're watching this replay, you can give us a super thanks and show your support. I want to thank everybody for coming in. Wouldn't be a show without you guys. I really mean that. And we'll be back Monday. So hopefully you have a chance to do some flying or some building and come back Monday and tell us all about it. So until then, fair winds